Thanks for staying up with us for Newsline. BYU Idaho's new president has been on the job about a week now. I had the chance to sit down with him one-on-one today and talk about his feelings about his new job and his vision for the future. As you look back on your life, from your experience as a Harvard business professor to Deseret digital media leader to father of 8 children, how has that helped you prepare for this particular role?
Well, you know, I don't think you can fully be prepared by any background, and really, like I said, I think this is a role where you need a lot of inspiration and spiritual guidance. But I do think I'll, be able to draw on my experience as a classroom teacher. Also, my experience as a father. I think about these students the way I think about my children, and have that concern and hope and desire for them to be successful and to learn and grow like I would my own children. And so I think that's really a benefit. I also think the experience here for 3 years is really foundational. I grew to love the faculty and love the institution and what it meant. It changed us, and I think it changes the people who come to work here, and I think it changes the students who come here.
Speaking of being like a father to all of these children here, you're going to be speaking a devotional to them shortly. Can you tell me briefly what your main message to them will be there?
We're speaking, the title of our talk is Rise to the Call. And it's, whether you're called as a university president or called to be a father or called to have a church assignment, you have to rise up and be more than you are at the moment the call comes. We'll use the metaphor of the calling of Matthew. And we have a wonderful image we'll use in the devotional of the calling of St. Matthew by Caravaggio, with Christ's outstretched hands pointing at Matthew, and Matthew with his head down and his hand on his money, thinking about his old world, and then rising up and seeing beyond that and seeing something better. And we think that has relevance for the students in their own personal lives, in their church lives, in their family lives, and in their schoolwork. And we'll apply that metaphor of rise to the call to all of them.
Now, having worked in the media yourself, we're always looking for a headline, for a great soundbite. As you look at your vision for the future, what kind of a good soundbite could you give us on that?
I think we're on a steady upward course. That's a phrase President Eyring used when he talked about the transition from Ricks College to BYU Idaho, and he said we'll progress on a steady upward course, and that means it will continue upward, but it will be steady. It won't be erratic. And I use the Taylor Chapel with the imagery of the stair-step building going up as a visual metaphor for where I see the university going.
So no big immediate changes?
No, right now I'm very much in a listening and learning mode, and I have a lot to do of both.
So what about growth? The university has grown so much. Some 40,000 students are served by the university now. Will that continue?
It's remarkable. The need is there. And I think it's important to remember we're not growing just for its own sake. We're growing because there's a need. There are thousands of students who are, desirous of an education, want to gather in a spiritual environment. And if we don't figure out how to provide for them in a way that's affordable and yet still provides those experiences, they won't be able to have those. And so there's a real need out there that we've been asked to fill, and it's a tremendous stewardship for this university.
So you're not capping growth then? It could continue?
We'll follow the direction of the board, but right now we expect to continue to grow.
Now, with your background in the media, there's a fine communication department here on campus. Do you see any special focus on that because of your background there?
I actually think our students here are trained tremendously well. We used to hire many of the BYU-Idaho students at the Deseret media companies, and they performed remarkably well. So I don't know that I need to do a lot to tell them how to do their job, because they're doing such a great job already.
And finally, President Gilbert, president of a university, you have great demands on your time and energy, and yet you're a father of 8 children.
Yeah.
Maybe you could give us some advice on how other people can balance busy lives like that with family.
You know, I think there's a real importance of creating boundaries that protect a family, whether it's family dinner and having dinner together, or gathering for family home evening, or just having individual time with each of your children. And that will be more challenging in this role because of all of the expectations that are placed on the president, but it's something we hope to maintain, and we've had to balance that throughout my career. And I have an amazing spouse, and she keeps me focused in maintaining that balance, and she'll be a great protector of our family and of our children in this role.